I was going to dismantle a PC, personal computer, that I've had since 2004, but my granddaughter had other plans and sat on the television, so I had to go out and buy a new one, and I've now got this one to dismantle. I was kind of hoping it was going to work. Hold on, I'll switch off and see. Well, the red light comes on, yeah, and hold on. Oh, modern art. Bless her. Well, that's not Cocomelon, is it? She's 4 and she loves Cocomelon. Hey ho, there you go. See what this looks like dismantled. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Right, start with the cable. There you go. That's the electric cable. So we need to have some large screws, some smaller screws. Nope, you got it. Focus. Right. I'll swap over to the other camera. Just stopped undoing anything I can see. Oh. And they all stick to magnets. Don't know what the price of ferrous is at the moment. Not a lot. When I was doing up a house in 2006, I think it was, 2005, 2006, the scrappies were getting, or the scrappers were getting £600 a tonne. It's nowhere near that now. Yeah. But they're always out looking for scrap. Ooh. When I was doing the scrap up in Scotland, I used to go down the beach at Buckie, and what we used to get was aluminium being washed up. It had military markings on it, so I could only assume it was aircraft or boats, whatever. And obviously over the years they broke up and parts of it were washed up onto the beach. I was actually stone cold broke. I used to pick up what I could, and then once a month I would take it into the scrappies in Elgin. I think it was averaged out about £30 I was getting, but yeah, it fed me for a week. Well, fed me and my dog for a week. So I was grateful for that. I wonder what M stands for. It's like M and an arrow. Meh. But one of the best scraps I ever got, I went for a walk along the beach. I think it was at Buckie, I can't remember, up that way anyway, the northeast of Scotland. and I came across an old firing range. Obviously the brass casings from, they'd been picked up and taken away, but where the bullet heads landed in a big sandbank, well, that was full of the bullet heads. So it would have been a non-ferrous outer casing, and the insides were lead. And I must have spent a fortnight with a rucksack and a couple of carrier bags, and I just picked up as much lead as I could, the heads, as much as I could, took them back home, and I had a big pile, huge big pile and I melted it all down. I had an old frying pan, so I was melting the lead down, pouring it into the frying pan. I must have had 70 or 80 of these ingots. Yeah. Took me 2 days to take them down to the scrappies, but after the 2 days I actually made about £200, which completely changed my life back then. It was excellent, that was the best one. But for some reason the scrappy wouldn't take the outer casings, because we just didn't know what they were made of. I've absolutely no idea what happened to them. I don't know how this separates. So if anybody out there knows what the casings of bullet heads are made of, let me know. Did I throw away a fortune? I certainly didn't keep them, that was for sure. I think that's all the screws out. Yep. Now, is this going to separate? Or are we going to have to undo these? Will I undo these? Yeah. Oh, there's a couple there. Yeah, the new telly's been fitted onto the wall. We ain't risking it falling onto the ground so she can sit on it again. Bless her. She loves her cocoa melon. That's the important thing, she loves her cocoa melon. I don't know if you can actually see this. I think my camera's ill placed. I'm just unscrewing the legs off. That's it. I mean, they're plastic. So, into the bin with them. I used to pick up quite a bit of aluminium when I was out. I used to take my dog for a walk every day. Yeah. Picked up quite a bit of aluminium. God, how many planes must have gone down? That's a bit, You clumsy. Another interesting dump I came across. If anybody knows the northeast of Scotland, the road between Elgin and Forres. So when you're driving along the road from Elgin to Forres, there's some woods on the right hand side. So I was in there one day walking the dog. Took a path that we didn't normally take. And I realised walking what I was walking on was a bit spongy. So I ripped up some of the grass that was there, and it was like metal frames with bits of aluminium and very small brass plaques. I later found out that that was the remains of Spitfires from World War II. After the war, 1945, 46, possibly 47, a lot of the Spitfires were flown up to Lossiemouth, and the local scrap merchant bought them and scrapped them. The engines were removed. I was told that they were taken down to Glasgow, just put into the back of lorries and taken down to Glasgow. The remains of the Spitfires, a lot of guys were using hand cutters and just cutting the aluminium sheeting off, and what was left was bits of aluminium stuck onto the iron frames, metal frame, they're not the ferrous frames. The brass plaques were obviously, well, actually I don't know what the brass plaques was. If anybody knows, let me know. Yeah, the aircraft that helped save Britain unceremoniously dumped in a quarry up at Elgin. But it's as it was. This, I don't know how this comes apart. Oh, here we go. There we go. I don't want to break anything. That's it. Oh gosh. Yeah. Just gonna cut. Yay. I didn't know what to expect, but that's really not what I expected. I'm assuming that's the speakers. Yeah, that's the power end speakers. So I'll just take these apart because I don't think there's going to be. Yeah, I'll take these apart off camera because I don't think there's much here to see. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's recyclable, isn't it? Is there any recycling? Oh, there's just too much plastic being sent to landfill, isn't there? Surely that must be recyclable. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Hold on, I'm just going to take it through the other room. No, hold on, put the other room. Okay, I wonder if these have got any gold content on them. I'm not throwing them away. I'll keep everything in. I'll find out from somebody at some point what's worth keeping, what's not. see on other YouTube channels, people silver, 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 silver recovery, gold. I don't know what's what. I'll just undo what I can. I mean, the price of these printed circuit boards for scrap recovery, metal, you know, gold recovery, it must change because the price of gold is up and down like a yo-yo. It was quite high at one point. It's come down now again. Until certain politicians in foreign countries come out with something else to scare us all. Is that? Yeah, that's. There we go. Yep. Yep. Again, I'll just assume that there's gold in there. I mean, what are the wires made of? And obviously that's copper. I used to get quite a bit of copper with these, when these aluminium, well, pieces of aluminium washed up, there used to be sort of bits of copper on it. But I didn't get much for it at the time. It's quite low, you know. I don't think it was even a pound, a pound or something like that, not even that. But I did put on one of the other videos the solder, you know, that's soldered on to, these are soldered on with. Is that recoverable? Is there value? Oops, lost that one. Is there any value on the solder? I'm assuming that that's, I don't know. But again, if you don't know, you get rid of it. I might throw away something that's valuable. And that one. There we go. I have no idea what that's made of. Oopsie. Yeah. Again, I'll keep. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that looks like gold plating. I'll put that there. Alright, I'll get this tidied up. Yay. Oh, just putting them in the I'm assuming that's gold plating. Oh, and there, a little bit there. I'm looking for other stuff like this. If anybody knows anything that if you've got anything that you want to get rid of, and I'll quite happily scrap it. I'll put my email address at the bottom. Is that the bottom? Yeah, across there. Just contact me. I live in Derby, so if anybody locally has got anything like this, I'll quite happily come and take it off your hands. Thank you very much. Yay! Oh, there. Just gotta keep looking for the screws. Get on there. Oh. Get off. Thank you. There's one. So I've got to I'm going to pop them off. Yeah, I'll come back to that. I don't know. I don't know what's on that. Is there gold? Is there silver? Is there anything? No, all I've got is a big chunk of oh no, there's I'm assuming there's, wow, I'll undo this one. Have I got, oh, maybe I ought to wear a pair of gloves when I'm doing this. Obviously getting clumsy in my old age. Yep. Yes. I think that was a good buy. I mean, it cost me 30 quid. But I've used it for more than this as well. I wonder why that's separate from the rest. It's got its own. I'll just undo it. I'm taking these printed circuit boards out of a plastic bag. I've got a box to put them in because I'm just going to look at the size of this. And I think that may be gold plating. Yeah. Could be cutting through a fortune there. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Save that bit. these screws. Right, so the magnet's not sticking to that, so we'll save that. Just dismantling this. I'll undo the screws to see whether that helps or not. Doubt it. I'm just going to go check the back door. I think one of the cats wants in. No. Right, how do you undo this without making a mess? I don't want to break. I don't want to cause any more damage to the screen. And it's damaged there where little one sat on it. It's damaged there. I'm assuming this is plastic. I'm hoping it's plastic. Okay, there's something loose inside. You know, I think I might leave this and go and check on internet, see what. I'm assuming it's could be these. Yep, doing something, I think. That did absolutely nothing. All the screws around the edge. Yikes. The screws all around the edge. If you can see. Hold on, I'll get them. Okay, I think that's it. Good grief. Yeah. You see see this? Oh. Okay. No idea what that's made of. It sounds metallic actually. But it's not plastic. Again, hopefully it's recyclable. But probably not. Right. Okay, this lifts off, and that's the screen. Oh, you can make out the pattern. I don't know if you can see it, but yes, we have. Right, so I'm going to put that there. I need to find out if screens have got any value. You know, you keep hearing about these rare earth metals, but I don't know what they are. Again, if anybody knows, let me know. Thank you. Okay. Wow, this is messy. Oh. Earth is that? Again, I won't throw it away until I know what it is. And again, if anybody knows, let me know, please. Thank you. Quite unusual, but I'll put that there. Oops, that's just a bit of plastic. Yeah. Just obviously bits that broke when little one sat on it. God, what would John Logie Baird make of these tellies? I think that's it. Oh. I'm just going to, there. No. Just bits flying everywhere. I'll have a red up. There's two white two strips of something. They feel quite hard. Oh, standing on something. There we go. In with that. Little screws. I wonder if that's gold plate. I'll assume it is until I know differently. So I shall keep them all together. I suppose with this gold plating, it's just a numbers game, isn't it? You need as much of the raw material as possible. Was it they say 1,000 kilogram of printed circuit board produces 1 kilogram of gold. Again, I don't know what that is, so just keep it until we do. Okay, I think that's about. Wow, there's not a lot there. Okay, that's it. Good grief. I paid 200 quid for the new telly. But she loves her Coco Melon and she always needs to watch it. So she's worth it. Okay. Listen, if anybody's got anything similar to this that I could pick up localish, please let me know. Again, I'll put email address at the bottom. Thank you very much. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Oh, they all say that, don't they? It doesn't cost a penny, honestly. Honest governor, it's free. Okay then, thank you for watching. Yeah. Oh, dinner tray.